Open exhaust, power commander, remapping, race filters, all of these things promise to improve the performance of the motorcycle. But what about reliability? Will it be compromised? Well, this is a good question, isn't it? In this video, I'm gonna share my opinion on this topic. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. In my previous video, 5 rules to extend the life of any motorcycle, I actually forgot to mention that anything you do with your motorcycle to improve the performance might slightly affect reliability on your engine. But this is not a big deal because now in this video I'm gonna have the chance to explain to you even better. Before I even start, let's make it clear. I'm going to talk about your travel, your adventure motorcycle, the one that you're going to use on your trips eventually in foreign countries and many remote areas. Not the motorcycle that you keep in the garage just for weekend fun. These are completely different things. I hope that is clear now. Usually everything starts with an open filter for better airflow, or to let the motorcycle breathe better, right? Sure, but when we improve the air intake, you need to work on the exhaust as well, because the amount of the air that comes needs to be proportional to the air that goes out. Otherwise, it will be pointless, right? First, we have to see how much exactly we can improve the performance of the engine if we add all of the possible options for the model. The example that I'm going to use now is going to be my Tenere 700, but more or less it will be about the same to any brand and model. Alright, understood. So I can easily change the muffler to improve this airflow. That's right, but what about the pipes and the catalytic converter? They also will restrict and actually choke the motorcycle, right? That is true, and actually means that I have to change the whole generation, include the catalytic converter and muffler and air filter and everything, and all of this will cost me between 500 and 1,500 euros. Depends on the brand and models that I plan to use. If you're wondering how I came to these prices, I'm gonna show you. Only the muffler and the pipes up to here from MIF will cost you 450 euros. If you want the front part without catalytic converter, will be another 390 euros. If you decided to go for a Krapovich, only the muffler is going to be 800 euros. Of course, you can always try to go on budget and order everything from AliExpress. That's why I said the prices will vary between 500 and 1,500 euros, even more. That's a lot of money, don't you think, Pavlin? Yes, you're right, but it's always depending on the situation. For some people, this might be nothing, just coins. And the whole idea of this is to gain a lot of power, but how much power exactly? It's a good question, as I said in the beginning of the video. Replacing only the air filter will gain about 2 horsepower. If you change the whole generation, you will gain another 2 horsepower, altogether around 4 horsepower. Very disappointing to spend so much money and finally gain only 4 horsepower. Does not sound like a good deal to me. This is the reality, my friend. You might not like it, but this is the situation. And it doesn't matter what kind of motorcycle you have or what brand you decided to use, a Krapovich, MIF or another from AliExpress. The numbers will be always the same or at least similar. Right, now you open the air filter, you change the whole generation, you remove the catalytic converter, you change everything. You change the whole air intake of your motorcycle. But you still got the factory map settings on your injection system. Will it work? I know that you already have the answer. It will work, but not the way you expected. In fact, it is going to be worse than before. Before you spend all of this money and put all of these efforts and time and everything, all of this big transformation, and the result will be not what we expect. But don't even worry about it, there is a solution for this as well. The name is Power Commander. It will cost you between 3 and 500 euros, but then we'll fix all of your problems and you'll gain another 2 horsepower. Of course, now I will expect many comments here to say, Pavlin, there are many alternative options. You can use pipes from MT-07, custom maps, cheap mufflers and stuff like that. Of course, I know all of this, but they are not going to change the end result only the price that you're gonna pay to have all of this. But the end result is going to be the same, 6 horsepower. It is not much considering the time and efforts. As we said, maybe the money are not a problem, but only 6 horsepower. And again, you can say, Pavlen, this Tenere is only 72 horsepower, 6 horsepower is almost like 10% power more. Yeah, but what? As I said in my previous videos, this Tenere 700 will never be KTM 1290, even 890, because it is different motorcycle. I know that this is very long introduction before I even come to the important part of the video, but you have to understand what are the benefits and how much time and efforts you have to spend if you decided to make this transformation. Now, what will be the downsides of all of this? Because if it's only the price, I'm sure that many will be happy to pay it and will not even discuss it. But will it compromise reliability of the model? Yes, in my opinion, any change that you make on your motorcycle will somehow compromise its reliability. I know that you would like to hear a different answer, but this is the raw reality. The engine is precisely built and tuned to work with a specific air and petrol ratio, providing the necessary power and reliability at the same time. In combination with the proper maintenance and original spare parts, it will last for many years. Any modification that you can make change the whole equation, and many small corrections need to be done. Fair enough, you might say, but this cannot be done by just adding another element into the system. It will only make it worse. To build something that will work trouble-free for many years, you'll need so many different tests. You will actually need hours, days, months, years even, to make it properly. Some of the big manufacturers like BMW, KTM, Honda, Yamaha need to spend years to develop a different engine. And usually after they put it on the market, the first year or two, they need to clean all of the mistakes that they missed or they made with this engine. So it is not that simple. You cannot just manufacture something like this and then leave it on the market to work without any problems. Of course, it won't. I know that I will disappoint you again, but this is the reality. This was the reason why Yamaha Tenere used the engine of MT-07, because it was proven before. They don't want to develop a new engine for a new model because they know that it will take years. What I'm afraid is that all of the companies that have these aftermarket options, they don't have enough budget, time and patience to make the proper tests before they release their products to the market. I don't trust them, especially with the new models that just came into the market. Here now you might stop me and say, Pavlen, you talk a lot, but you also have an open exhaust on your Tenere and also Cayenne filter, right? Yes, this is absolutely true. I even had a power commander on my old Tenere. But there is one big but. The old Tenere I bought with all of these modifications already done with the previous owner. So it was not my decision. Even though I never got a big problem with it, sometimes I notice a few small issues with it. For example, I was turning the engine on and the power commander does not start, even that the fuse and everything is connected. So I turn it off, turn it on again, and it starts. Or a few more times, it's somehow like missing a bit. It is working like pom, 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 and then boom, stopped. Without any reasons. Start it again and work again. And this is repeated, I don't know, a number of times during the time I was riding this Tenere. It's never stopped, it never let me on the road. But it was something always that was staying in my mind, and I knew that if the power commander stops, I cannot do anything on the road. And this was, as I said, something that compromising the reliability of the model. And if it's my choice, I will always try to avoid it. That's why on my new Tenere, I will never have power commander. I understand that it will give me a little bit more power, as I said, almost 10%. But as I said many times, for me, number one priority always been reliability. I don't mind about the extra power. Regarding to the muffler and the Cayenne filter, I have completely different reasons to change it, and they have nothing to do with the performance of the motorcycle. The exhaust I changed because of the wrong Yamaha design. Whenever you drop the bike on the right hand side, it bends the exhaust bracket and it touches the swing arm. This change just solved this problem. That's it. The stock paper filter I changed with Cayenne because it will give me the chance to use it for many years. without even the need to think about it. Now, for example, on my trip to Magadan, I have done 39,000 kilometers, which is mean that I had to replace the air filter at least once. But if I did not have this K&N filter, that is mean that I should have a spare with me. So for 39,000 kilometers, I need to carry a spare air filter because I cannot buy it from Russia now because of sanctions and restrictions. That's why I prefer to have K&N. And I always had it and I will always have. Even though I understand that the stock paper filter protects better, but this one will give me the chance to use it many times and in many different situations. That's it. Once again, in my humble opinion, if you don't have a good reasons, don't make any changes on your motorcycle. I will agree that they might give you some benefits, but also will come with a lot of downsides and will actually compromise reliability of your model. I hope that this video will help you at least one person to make the right choice. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.